Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Monster Mile. It is race number 6 here in the WCIparts.com Truck Series alongside Sean Yoder. I am Ben Kilcrease, and getting a picture that you see to you, Aaron Grosskopf, down in the production van. And here we go, Sean, set to go racing here in race number 6 at the Monster Mile. This is so far one of the shortest track we've seen on the schedule. 150 laps, 150 miles around this 1 mile concrete. I don't even know what to describe. Jungle roller coaster. You know, it has so many different words you can describe this racetrack. But the only one that we're really worried about tonight is in the name or in the nickname. Monster. This thing will eat these trucks up and spit them out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's going to be a fun race to watch here tonight for 150 laps.
We started the race with the giggles in the booth. That's never a good thing. Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a race tonight. Sim500 guys always putting on a good show in the WCI Parts Truck Series. 150 laps tonight. Lots of opportunity for good things and bad things to happen. We just got to sit back and watch it unfold. It's going to be a lot of fun. Aaron, please stop making me laugh. I beg you, please stop making me laugh.
It's going to be one of those fun nights indeed here on the Sim Racing Network. So glad you've tuned in. Tonight's broadcast is part of our Triple Threat streaming service. Be sure to tune in to us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, whichever your preferred platform is. And whichever platform you're tuned in on, be sure to give us a follow, give the video a like, and turn on notifications so you can be notified whenever we go live. Just a couple more seconds remaining here in qualifying, and it looks like Trey Edson going to take the Quick Time Award of the night and lead us to the green flag, and we'll confirm that here in about 2 seconds. So just like that, Trey Edson going to pick up the pole here at Dover International Speedway as we get set to go racing 150 laps. It's a long one here tonight, Sean, and it's now time to run them through the starting lineup. So inside of row number 1, he set quick time with a 24.195. It's Trey Edson. He'll lead us to the green flag alongside Tommy Ryan in the number 99.
Ryan Howard's in the third spot with a 24.233. Justin Fuller sitting in fourth with a 24.241.
David Comstock rounds out the top 5. He'll be inside of row 3. Outside of him will be Glenn Campbell in the 44.
Jason Barham starts 7th, and Chris Jabot starts 8th.
Chad Cole going to roll off 9th in the 82 for the Big Cat, and Dwight Beverly rolls off 10th, and that'll round out the top 10. The rest of the field going to scroll across your screen as the field stages down in the pit road, and we get set to go racing for 150 laps here at Dover International Speedway. Strategy heading into this race, Sean. What do you think? What kind of race do you think we're going to see tonight? Is it going to be one of those where we won't really get to green flag fuel stops, or do you think we're going to have a long green flag run in the middle of this thing and really have to work on getting down on the pit road?
It's Dover, man. We talked about this a little bit before the broadcast started. It's Dover and it's trucks, and that normally means there's going to be some carnage. Anytime you start getting down to these, a mile or a half-mile track, they're going to be throwing some bumpers. It just happens. It's just part of the way that you race on these circuits and on these ovals. That's my road racing side coming out again. I apologize. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting event, and I hope we can get some green flag pit stops in. It's always cool to see the field shuffle the way it does under green flag pit stops, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Well, we'll wait and see. 41 trucks strong here tonight at the Monster Mile as they continue to stage up on pit road, and now the pace car gonna pull away and get set to drop the hammer here on race number 6. We've had 5 races prior to this one. 3 different winners. Paul Nicholas Cooper, David Comstock with 2 races. I'm sorry, there's been 4 different winners. Trey Edson and E.J. O'Rourke all have a win. Like I mentioned, Dover, the shortest track we've been to so far. 3 mile-and-a-halfs and 2 super speedways on the circuit. So here we go. We really haven't seen how the drivers do on wouldn't really call this a short track, but on a shorter track in the WCIparts.com Truck Series. We get to find that out tonight as Trey Edson and Tommy Ryan lead us to the green flag. That's how we'll stack them up. Ryan Howard, Justin Fuller, David Comstock, Glenn Campbell. That's the front 3 rows as race number 6 just moments away from getting underway. Pace car down to pit road. Field in control, or in the hands, rather, of Trey Edson. They stack them up 2 by 2 by 2. It's race number 6 at the Monster Mile.
Off and gone, Trey Edson leads him down into turn 1. He actually got a really good jump at the green flag. Pulls out a couple truck lengths over Tommy Ryan. Already got some bumping going on in the back of the field. I saw a truck shoot up the track up to the wall, but couldn't tell who it was. This is going to be an interesting race. It's going to be knockdown, drag out. These guys are always out for blood, and this is a bull ring, man. It's a bull ring for the trucks anyway. It's not a bull ring like, Saturday night, Friday night, little short track action, but it's a shorter track, so I guess I gotta love it. If I'm a huge short track fan, you gotta love the shorter tracks too.
There you go. That was Dwight Beverly getting in trouble on lap 1. He and Chris Giroux get together down in 1 and 2, sent Beverly up and into the wall. He gets it straightened back out, holds fort in 16th for now as we kind of look at the top 10, pretty much single file. First battle you had to find would be between Nick Silver and Chris Giroux. They make quick work of that. Silver gets by the number 5 machine and sets his sights on Kevin Brown there in the number 93. That would be for the 11th position as those guys fight just outside the top 10.
You were just talking about Chris Giroux. Let's go ahead and give him a shout out, that number 5 truck. He's running a special paint job here tonight. He's got his grandfather on the hood of that truck. His grandfather, I believe his grandfather is celebrating or would be celebrating an 85th birthday. Is that the way that goes?
Would be 85 today, so
that is a cool looking truck. It's cool to see someone put together a tribute to someone that they love like that, run them out here in this series. Always good to see that. Family is always important. And wow, I don't know whether you're looking at Trey Edson or not. I was just looking at Trey Edson. It looked like he drifted all the way through his last 2 corners. It's a little early in the run, 5 laps in this 150 lap race, to see the rear end getting so loose, but that thing is rotating big time mid corner off. And that's going to do nothing but wear those tires out in a hurry. So Trey Edson really good at the long runs. We've seen that over the last couple weeks. He's doing what he does. The yellow flag's out already.
Caution out. First one of the night. It's 4. Looks to be the 78 of Dave Coburn on the front straightaway. Got a little loose off turn 4. Overcorrected. Had some contact with the 3 of John Mustian, and into the inside safer barrier he goes, putting us under caution for the first time tonight here in the WCIparts.com Truck Series. I was just about to make a mention of the track temperature, 121 degrees, so it's slick, especially here on the concrete at Dover. These trucks, they like to start stepping out with you very early on in the run, so you have to really be conservative on the tires, and for Coburn there, it just got away from him, and he really couldn't catch it the whole way down the front straightaway. Slowing us down, though, for the first time tonight here at Dover.
It's started already, and I just get the feeling that we're going to see more than our fair share of cautions tonight. It's part of running at this track. Lots of banking, lots of speed. That number 78 truck is hurt pretty well. I don't know how long he's going to have to pull it behind the wall. Don't know whether he's going to have to pull it behind the wall for the rest of the event. We'll just have to wait and see him getting it back out there. Is anyone actually coming in and taking tires, or is everybody just kind of settled in? I haven't been looking in the pits to see if
everybody is down pit road. One driver staying out, most likely to try and lead a lap, but pretty much the whole field is down. Now the question going to be 2 or 4 for these drivers, and we'll keep an eye on that over the course of the race. So far, it looks like 4. We may have a couple drivers try and sneak in 2 tires that are mired a little bit further back in the field to gain some track position, but like I said, for the most part, 4 tires on everybody in the field that I saw down on pit road, and well, that's it. 6 laps, and they're already coming in for 4 tires. That shows you how quick the Monster Mile eats them up.
That makes perfect sense. I was keeping an eye on that 78 truck, and I was back looking at a replay on my own desktop just to see if I could catch what happened there, and that's why I asked you if anybody's coming in, because quite honestly, I didn't know.
Everybody was down, and now the two that stayed out also going to head down. So all 41 trucks, all 42 trucks that started the race tonight have pitted. 41 still on the lead lap, with Dave Coburn being the only one lap down now. John Mushton going to lose a lap down on pit road after having the contact there with the 78. Not a very good start to Mushton's night. He was looking for a little redemption after having some complications in the booth Monday night, and not the way he wanted to start tonight. I can guarantee that, as the Miles the Monster, rather, is already chewed up, it looks like, on both sides of that Chevrolet Silverado. So nonetheless, getting set to go back racing here in the WCIparts.com Truck Series. Lights off at TopDIRacing.com. Ford Mustang pace car, a pretty quickie yellow there, as we're already on lap 9 of 150. When we complete the next lap, we'll be 1/15th of the way complete for you math wizards out there keeping an eye on things.
Well, last week you gave me grief for being a math guy, and now you're pulling out 1/15th. On the broadcast, like on the mic, with it up, 1/15th.
It's simple fractions. I almost forgot the word fractions.
It's a simple algorithm. That's
there
what
you
it
go.
is.
Pace car to pit road. First restart of the night. Going to be pretty much the same as the initial. Trey Edson, Tommy Ryan, front row, green flag back in the air, and I'm going to have to watch these restarts tonight. A lot of wheel spin, as you see down there on the inside line. A couple trucks getting a little sideways as we race down into turn 1. Trey Edson back where he was at, out in front of this thing, but now it's Justin Fuller up to the second spot with David Comstock sideways off turn 2.
Fuller was sideways right there with him. Tommy Ryan got sideways coming off of 2. They hit a little bump there, and that's just right before you come off that corner, and it just sends the trucks, sends that rear end out, and it's interesting to watch. I'm watching Trey Edson lead this field in that kick-ass beef jerky number 40 Silverado. He's looking good out front. That man is a restart legend, basically. He's a machine when it comes to restarts. No one can hang with him, as every time the green flag drops, if he is on the front row, it seems like he gets a 2 or 3 truck length advantage immediately, and he's done it again.
Absolutely. You talk about that bump exiting the turns, also one going into the turns that upsets the truck sometimes. You kind of dive off into the turns, and then when you get to the straightaways, you kind of race uphill and then onto the straightaways. It's really interesting, and if you have never been around Dover International Speedway in a vehicle, I highly suggest doing it just to get that feel. And you got to do it at speed too, just to really see how upset it can make the vehicles around this 1 mile speedway. Watch them, they dive down into the turn, and then as we head up to the battle for the lead, you'll see them race uphill and onto the back straightaway, and then down into 3, they'll fall off again. It's real fun to see the transition. And as a racer myself, as we go on board with the Justin Fuller running second, challenging Edson for the lead, as a racer myself, this was one of my funnest, one of the most fun tracks I like to visit. I really like this track. It's awesome to race at, fun to race at, and it really puts on a good show.
Yeah, Justin Fuller has run right up on the bumper of Edson now, and he's going to have to take it a little bit easy. Number one, the bumps are throwing these trucks all over the place. It's nuts to watch them from the view that I've got right now. I'm looking again at the front bumper of Trey Edson's truck, and you can just see him going in and coming off at both ends of the racetrack. The trucks are just bouncing all over the place. Right there, middle of the corner, Trey Edson just stepping that rear end out and doing a heck of a job with it. That 08 Tide truck, that thing looks good, man. Lap traffic already coming into play here, 15 laps into the event. We're a 10th of the way through now. I can do that math. That's really
there.
But yeah, Justin Fuller locked onto the rear, the tailgate of Trey Edson. But right behind him is Trey Edson's drafting mate, I guess, in David Comstock. You get David Comstock up there, it's going to be a good thing. We see Trey and David. They seem to hook up at the front, and they just kind of check out. So all bets are off.
Absolutely. Justin Fuller, he rides second there. All top three teammates up at the front of this thing. And then the big cat, Chad Cole, sits back in fourth. He's already up from ninth, which is pretty normal for Chad Cole. He actually qualified a whole heck of a lot better than he usually does, so he hasn't had to make up quite a few positions. Nonetheless, though, caution out for the second time tonight here, and it's for a pretty big one on the back straightaway involving Mike Montesi in the 45. He goes around and a couple other trucks get involved. Looks like Bobby Wetzel starts it all off turn number 2.
It's going to be one of those nights, y'all.
Started with Wetzel getting up into the wall and just bounced off Mike Kelly, looks like there. Montesi got a piece of it. O'Rourke in the middle of it. The 12 machine got a piece of it. That's Beverly. He's already had his fair share of problems tonight.
Would anybody like a really nice virtual bumper? We'll have virtual bumpers for sale after the event down in the pits.
We're going to have all sorts of sheet metal. After this one, leaders down on pit road again. About, I'd say, 7-8 laps that run as we get set to head down to the service of their crew members again. Now, we've seen 4 tires on the last one. A little bit longer on tires this one, but do you think there'll be a point of the night, Sean, where we'll start to see some of these guys in the middle of the pack, maybe even up at the front, that are running 5th or so, take 2 tires to try and get the lead?
It just depends on where that last yellow falls. I mean, if the last yellow falls with 15 to go, 20 to go, maybe. It just depends on how the flags come out and how this race plays out. I mean, if what we're seeing at the beginning of the race is in the indicator, though, it's going to be a yellow flag full night, and we're never going to have to really worry about that. I don't think. I could be wrong. I've been wrong at least 3 times in my life, probably more. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm riding along right now under this caution. I'm riding along with our very own John Mustin. He's hurt already, and that number 3 truck is looking a little worse for wear out there in the back of the field. John, I hope you have a good night. Try to bring it home and try to stay out of trouble, because that truck is going to be a handful, brother.
So John having his fair share of problems. Also, big drama front of the field. Trey Edson caught speeding, exiting pit road. He falls all the way to the tail end of the longest line, and he's going to have some work to do for the remaining 130 laps in this one, as he is falling and falling and falling. He'll restart this thing probably 35th or 36th, the way it sits right now.
If nothing else, that gives us something cool to watch, doesn't it? Because Trey is not going to stay at the back of the field for long. It's going to be interesting to watch him claw his way back through this, because there's not a whole lot of room here. Coming off of last week, watching him going 2 and 3, 3 wide all over the place. You go 3 wide at Dover, it's a bad day.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens with Trey. I hate to see him get caught like that, but got to get it woed down, man. Don't get it woed down, you pay the price.
Big movers in the top 10. Chad Cole from 9th to 2nd. Brian Macklin from 11th to 3rd. Jimmy North up 10 spots from 16th to 6th. And Nick Silver 14th to 8th, as these guys continue to pace around the Dover International Speedway. Hopefully going to turn the lights off atop the pace car this time, Bob. But for the first time tonight, Justin Fuller going to lead us back to the green flag. David Comstock also had a little bit of mishap on the pit stop there as well. He slid through his box a little bit, and that has put him back to 4th. He would restart 2nd without the mistake. So nonetheless, Comstock going to be lining up outside of row number 2. Fuller going to choose the inside line for this restart, as has Edson on all the restarts prior. So 2 cautions out of the way now, Sean. Do we start to settle down and get into a rhythm?
We hope to see that. I mean, we always hope to see that, but these guys are amped up, and it's cliche for a reason. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it at least 3 or 4 more times before, I'm dead. But cautions breed cautions. There's no way around it. So I hope they take a deep breath. I hope they get back in the seat, get up on the wheel and really pay attention to what's going on around them, and we see some green flag racing. But, it's anybody's guess at this point in time. And we'll see how they perform once the green flag flies. And if we can give someone, we were talking about big movers, J.D. Laird, man, up from 32nd to 14th already. And that kind of gives me hope to see oh, goodness gracious. I lost him on the list. Edson, yeah. It kind of gives me hope to see Edson just up through. Green flags out. turn it back over to you, Ben. What's going on up front?
Down into turn one, a good restart for Fuller, which will be the name of the game all race long. That leader's going to be able to get the good launch just because of the tire spin and everybody else being a little bit gracious on the throttle. And E.J. O'Rourke goes around, caution out for the third time.
I saw
Dover, and they'll piling up behind him. Trey Edson involved into 40.
Oh, my gosh. I hope I didn't cause that. I don't think I caused that. But it goes to show you, it's what I just said is absolutely 100% the truth. Hate to see it happen. I saw them spinning about mid-pack. I'm looking at the lead car, but let's go to that. Let's go to that live, or let's go to the replay on that.
What happened with some 3 wide down into turn one? J.D. Laird got it turned sideways. O'Rourke gets it turned sideways, and then there was one driver who I don't think installed a brake pedal. Looked to be the 67, I think. Just came in. I'm sorry, not the 67. The 87 just plowed in, and upside down he went for a wild ride on the back straightaway. Nonetheless, though, caution out for the third time. Perfect time for us to step away right here on the Sim Racing Network, get a couple bills paid while we pace. Don't miss anything. We'll go corner to corner under this caution. Can keep on trucking from Dover. We'll be back.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Isn't arsenic rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Isn't arsenic rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
Welcome back to the Monster Mile. Sean Yoderman, Kilcrease, and Grosskopf as the production team here tonight at the Sim Racing Network. Race number 6 in the WCI Parts.com Truck Series, and we have a couple viewers out there noticing some blank names on our ticker. There on the left side of your screen, that is a we use an overlay system called ATVO. Just sometimes it doesn't work with us as well as we'd like it to, completely out of our control. We do the best we can to get all the names on there, but that is a program error, not any error of the SRN. Nonetheless, though, pace car to pit road. It's Justin Fuller, Chad Cole again on this restart, and we're back racing at the Monster Mile on a sideways as David Comstock as they come up to speed.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks. As soon as the green comes out, there is a lot of wheel spin going on here tonight. Justin Fuller got a good launch, though. If anybody could look Trey Edson like, I guess it's Justin Fuller at the front of the pack, just taking off and basically leaving everybody. But right behind him is Chad Cole. Chad's not wasting any time, running him back down with David Comstock on his tailgate. Brian Macklin right behind David Comstock there running in fourth. Tommy Ryan running fifth. Ryan Howard running sixth. The top 7 or 8 trucks all in a line doing what they need to do. Let's hope the rest of the field settles down with them and we can click off some laps under green here. We've got 28 down of 150 laps tonight.
Absolutely. First battle we have to go to is between Glenn Campbell and our winner at Daytona, Paul Nicholas Cooper, would be for the 12th position as they race down into turn number 1 and 2. And they'll go side by side. Campbell fighting hard on the outside to try and get that position away from the 18. Cooper down low trying to keep him from getting that position. And how about the brightly painted number 18 Silverado there as Campbell gets into the wall there, pushing a little bit too hard too early on to get a spot outside the top 10, lands him into the concrete.
Okay, you're talking about the number 18 Chevrolet. Are we talking about the Reading Rainbow truck? Is that the one we're talking about?
Yes. The Reading Rainbow.
Is reading fundamental? What is it that's fundamental? I think reading's fundamental.
Rainbows could be fundamental as well. Just depends on who you ask. Paul Cooper
it's gonna happen again, y'all. It's going to happen
chased
again.
by Steve Gottschalk, the Nerfinator there in 13th. And they've got it singled out, at least for the time being. Jonathan Cadell making a return to Sim500 competition, at least on the broadcast side of things. He sits in 11th right now, running that Natural Light and Kick-Ass Beef Jerky themed number 69, or red and blue number 69. Good looking machine there right in front of him. Chris Caboo having a great run. In 10th, Nick Timms rounds out, Nick Timms right in front of him. Those two drivers round out the top 10 in 9th and 10th. Nick Silver has a little bit of damage to the tailgate area of that number 15, but still rides 8th, and Jason Barham has caught the tail end of this 6-truck breakaway out in front. And speaking of catching the tailgate, the 82 has done just that to the 51, and now we've got a battle of enormous proportions up front as they are set to duke it out for the lead here at the Monster Mile.
How big is this battle?
It's going to be big between these two drivers.
Is it of enormous proportions?
Enormous proportions. And I'm talking strictly about the driving styles of these two drivers. Neither one of them like to give an inch on the racetrack. Both are very aggressive when they need to be, and we're about to see a Duke Fest up front.
So as battles go, this one between Justin Fuller and Chad Cole is going to be huge. It's going to be like a huge battle. They're going to be the best at battles. Is that what we're saying?
yeah, absolutely. It's going to be huge.
I can't stop laughing now. It's going to be that.
They're battling it for the lead. Comstock is there as well. Top 3 kind of breaking away from 4th, 5th, and 6th as they've got their own little 3-truck breakaway there as well. We'll keep an eye on the battle for the lead and the battle for anything inside the top 5 as the rest of the field, though, sort of getting strung out and trying to get into a rhythm here at the Monster Mile as we got to go way back now outside the top 20 to find the side-by-side battle. And just as I say that, they get single file as well. Trey Edson has made his way back to the 20th position. Just 19 more trucks to go for the number 40.
Only 19? I mean,
only 19.
He can do it. Only 19 to go. It's good to see everybody sort of falling into a rhythm. I really like to see this. It goes to show there's a level of professionalism here at Sim500 that's being shown right now. It's definitely a good thing. We've got a long way to go. It's a 150-lap race. We're only 37 laps in. And, you got to click off some laps at some point in time. If we can get some green flag pit stops to take place. We're going to see the field shuffle around. We're going to see, someone's going to get a lucky dog in there. It's going to shake things up, and we really want to see that. Would like to see the guys that have dropped back a little bit early in this one get a chance to get back towards the front. And who are the big movers right now? Let's take a look up here. Up inside the top 10, Brian Macklin jumped up from 11th to 4th already. We've got Nick Silver, 14th to 8th. But Jonathan, is it Cadell?
Cadell. Yep,
Cadell. Jonathan Cadell in the number 69 truck, 34th to 10th already. And that's a lot of moving, man, in 39 laps. You can't discount that at all. And he must be on a tear because he's still making up some ground. So I'm going to go back up front, take a look at what Justin Fuller and Chad Cole and David Comstock are doing. They're in three truck pack, just rolling away from the field right now. What are you looking at right now, Ben? What's going on where you're on the track?
I'm actually keeping an eye on the 69 of Cadell has moved up 24 spots, trying to make it 25 in a battle for 9th position on the racetrack. That's the first side-by-side bout we have as they race down into turn number 3. They've been going at it for a few laps now. Tim's not giving it up. Cadell doesn't want to give up down on the inside. He wants to take that spot away. He feels like he's the faster truck right now. And at the line, I think give it to Cadell, at least for that time. He has a nice position that time round. We'll see what it's like next time around as you start to see the truck start to move up the racetrack a little bit. They were all hugging the bottom side, but as the tires start to wear, now you see them sort of start inching up towards that middle groove. And now to the inside of Gaboo goes Cooper, and that would be for the 11th position on the track. So a lot of changing for positions going on a little bit further back. Up front, pretty calm, at least for now.
Yeah, you mentioned different lines coming in. I'm watching the front 3 trucks right now, and I can see just behind them, or I don't know, probably 3 or 4 seconds behind them, is that second pack of 3. The front 3 trucks entering the corner on the bottom, sort of inching up towards the middle right after they get the truck turned in, rolling through the middle of the turn up in the middle, and then bringing it back down to the bottom to come off the turns. The 3 trucks that are behind them, though, they are running that top line or that middle groove all the way through the corner, and they're not really losing any ground on that front 3 trucks. So it's interesting to see that 44 laps in, we're starting to see 2 grooves form, and I'm curious which one is going to run. One's going to run one down, or one's going to run away. One or the other. We just have to sit back and watch and see what happens.
I love this part of the race where we're getting some laps on the tires and starting to see the drivers begin to move around. Macklin is one of those first drivers to really start to work his way up the track. Way up the track, down in 3 and 4 he was that time. And it looks pretty fast for the number 30 machine. He's not losing any ground. In fact, I think he may be running down the top 3 by moving up the racetrack. A second and a half back from leader Justin Fuller right now. We'll check in at the flag stand this time by to see if he's ticked any away from that margin. As you see, E.J. O'Rourke heading down to pit road, our winner last weekend at Talladega. Bad luck for him early in this one, but right here at the line, closing in 2/10 that lap for Macklin there, and he is bringing Ryan and Howard with him. All 3 of those guys have moved up the racetrack, and they are benefiting from it as they are running down the top 3.
Yeah, if David Comstock can see those guys up top, as soon as they get anywhere near Comstock's bumper, and David's sitting in 3rd place right now in that 42 truck, as soon as that second pack gets to Comstock's bumper, I wouldn't be surprised to see that white and green truck just ease its way up the track and turn himself into the lead truck in that high line. The high line's working, man. We just saw another 2/10 drop off the gap between that second pack and the front pack, and that second pack is freight training basically right now. It's on a tear. It's making its way to the front.
It's down to 1 second, and look at there. You see Comstock, monkey see, monkey do. Up the track goes the 42. Chad Cole tried it a little bit down in 1, and boy, look at the run. He gets to the back straightaway on Justin Fuller. Now we've got a challenge for the lead with the drivers moving up the racetrack. Fuller may be the last one to do it, and it may cost him the lead if he doesn't get up to the top side quick. Front straightaway, Chad Cole all over the bumper of the 51. There he goes up to the top shelf, and now it's a battle of who's going to be able to get off the turns better. And for the moment. It's Chad Cole to the inside. Justin Fuller side by side for the lead.
I really thought that was going to end poorly. That was some good driving by both of those guys. Justin Fuller tried to cover that move by Chad Cole, and Chad got it back down to the bottom to narrowly miss the tailgate of Fuller. This is turning into basically a high line run now with the tires having the wear on them they do, and that second pack of cars 0.9 back now. It's getting close, and as soon as they pick up about another 0.4 or so on that third place car, David Comstock, as soon as Brian Macklin gets about another 0.3 closer, he'll be able to pick up that draft, and I think we'll see those three trucks in that second pack really making a move towards the front. This is getting fun.
It certainly is. Up to the top side, everybody goes, and you see Justin Fuller moved up, and now he's gained a little bit on the 82. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse, and how the accordion really plays in here is going to be interesting to see as well. One driver will get a better run through one corner, and the other driver will pull him off of the next. I love truck racing here at Dover. This track is so fun to watch these races, especially when the tires get some wear on them, because you never know when that next slip up's going to be, when the next charge is going to come. And for Chad Cole, I thought he was going to make the charge off turn 4 as he closed up to the tailgate again of the 51 of Fuller. Great racing up here at the front of the field from 1st through 6th. They're all tail to nose.
They are tail to nose. I tell you what, that second pack was on a tear. They were making that move, and the last 2 laps, the second pack has actually lost a little bit of ground. It seems like Justin Fuller, Chad Cole, David Comstock running 1 through 3, they figured out that the tires have gone away and that high groove is the better place to be. And now that they've figured that out, they are sort of managing that gap between the top 3 and the next 3 trucks. And things have evened out a little bit. We'll see what happens there, but I don't know whether Brian Macklin lost his chance, whether he didn't get close enough to Comstock's rear tailgate there. Rear tailgate, not the front tailgate, definitely the rear tailgate. That's kind of like, what, a front quarter panel? It's something that shouldn't be, basically. But things have evened out there between the front 3 and the second 3 trucks. And it seems like everybody's kind of settled down a little bit. And I like to see that. I want to see some green flag stops. And as soon as I say that, Chad Cole drives all the way down to the bottom and takes a good look on the inside of Fuller, thinks better of it, pulls it back up behind him. This is crazy, man. This is a lot of fun to watch.
Fun indeed, and we've got some great racing going on throughout the whole field, not just up front. Got some good battles just outside the top 10 between Nick Timms and Paul Nicholas Cooper. They'll go side by side. That will be for the 11th position. Just in front of them, you have Chad Coleman. Oh, by the way, he started 42nd, is up to 10th. If you're keeping track, that's 32 spots for the driver of the number 20.
That's not too terrible. That's not at all. Driving with 57 laps, up 32 spots. If he keeps going, he's going to lap the entire field, 4 or 5 times?
I think he's getting into a little bit tougher competition up at the front, and not to mention he is about 8-9 seconds off the lead. So he's still got some work to do to catch the front runners, but he's certainly made the charge to the field, and haven't really noticed him a lot making moves. So for the most part, he stayed under the radar back there. We're talking about the number 20 of Chad Coleman up to 10th, and check in on Trey Edson. He's made his way back up to 13th. He's also, he started first, so it's not really it won't show up on the stats. But in our heart and in our mind, we know that he has passed. He restarted 36th on one of those cautions, so he's up to 13th. So that's a handful of trucks there. And if he makes it back up to the lead, then he'll also be doing quite a bit of work himself as he gets by the 15 for 12th. So Edson back on the charge. He wants to get back up there and have something for the lead. But at this point, Sean, either he's going to have to really throw some pit strategy at it, or hope for a caution, because if this thing goes green all the way to the end, he's 10 seconds back from the leaders.
We have 90 laps left at Dover in trucks. Now, who wants to go over under on how many more cautions we have left and when the next one comes out? Do we want to predict that, or do we want to leave that alone?
As an announcer, I like to steer away from talking anything to do with the color yellow.
And then as soon as I say that, Justin Fuller gets crazy sideways. Chad Cole goes by him. David Comstock goes by him. Justin Fuller slots in behind Comstock. Big changes up front. I don't know what it is. I don't understand how commentating on a race and saying things like that can actually affect the outcome, but it does. It's just
Every time.
It's so weird.
Every time. And if we want a caution, we'll just do the NASCAR move and go to yellow, or go to commercial. My goodness.
All right. Oh, I've got a good friend in the chat on YouTube right now. Terry Grissom, what's up, man? Got to go ahead and give a shout out to Terry. Haven't seen Terry in a long time, man. You got to come by and say hi. Yeah, back up front with Chad Cole. It seems weird to say Chad Cole up front, but he took advantage of Justin Fuller's big bobble, and he is now rolling 0.8 seconds out in front of the field. We have a 1-car pack, a 2-car pack, and a 3-car pack now. Things are set. They've settled down, got crazy, and now they're settling down again.
Wow, so Chad Cole heading into Talladega had 4 top fives, and he had a bad week at Talladega last week, rather. Kind of knocked him off of that top 10 and top 5 roll, but nonetheless, he has had a stellar season. He leads the championship standings heading in to tonight. And usually we talk about him at the end of the race because that's when he's up around the front. We're not used to seeing him up front before halfway.
That's very true. That is very true. Do you want me to, I'll get him up here we can get him up here in the booth or key up his radio and basically say, hey, man, you need to back it down. You really need
just
to
have it, yeah.
You're not supposed to be here right now. We need to have a talk, calm it down. You got to save those tires. I got a special set of tires for you, special staggered for the end of the race. We'll put them on. And I'm going Days of Thunder on you right now. And I'll just stop.
So,
I'll walk away.
Just a fun fact. Prior to tonight, Chad Cole has only led 13 laps this whole season.
Don't have to lead in order to win the championship. Don't have to lead at all, do you?
Goes to show you, consistency pays off, and boy, he has been consistent tonight. Qualified 9th, consistently worked his way up through the field, and now consistently turning laps and leading this one here at the Monster Mile. We're closing in on halfway, and a caution flies just as I was about to send it to break. It never fails as Jimmy North going to be involved in this one in the 48. It looks like he and Jaboo have a little bit of contact, and the 80 of Creighton also gets in it, putting us under caution for the 4th time here tonight at the Monster Mile. Just looked like a little bit of netcode there. We saw netcode a factor in one of the earlier cautions, and a big-time netcode there between the 48 and the 5, slowing us down again. Big hit for North on the inside wall there, and also the outside, too, as Beverly, man, he got another piece of it. That 12 truck, a magnet tonight, no doubt. As we are under caution.
Play a part in anything like that. I just hate to see netcode do that, but I do know, and I'm sure everybody here has seen the new release or the video of the new damage model, and I'm hoping the new damage model brings with it some new crash boxes and maybe just a little bit better algorithm to deal with the cars and trucks being so close together on the track. Hate to see it, but it does happen. It's part of sim racing. Nothing we can do about it. I believe we're going to go to break, come back on the other side with some green flag racing here from Dover. I thought you said we were going to go to break.
We caught Aaron off guard there is what it was. So what? Just follow in my footsteps, Sean. Next time you want to send it a break, just say we're under caution here at Dover International Speedway. You won't miss anything on corner-to-corner coverage. I'm going to keep on trucking. We'll be back in time for the green.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they use in rat poison?
Oh, What was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
My doctor calls me and says, Chris, I have the results of your scan. This is saying you have lung cancer. And that was probably the single most shocking thing anyone's ever told me in my life.
How can I have lung cancer? I'm 39. How can I have lung cancer? I do kick myself almost daily for ever starting smoking. I really do.
Quit your way. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Welcome back to the Monster Mile Dover International Speedway. It's race number 6 in the WCIparts.com Truck Series. We've had a handful of cautions in the first half of the race, and we're just now getting set to go back racing after our most recent one involving Jimmy North and Chris Gaboo. And here we go. Sean had a nice green flag run there, saw drivers sort of searching around the racetrack, and hopefully we can get the same on this next upcoming run as we inch up closer and closer to crunch time and almost at the halfway point.
Yep, absolutely. We're working lap 71 of 150 right now. Had 4 cautions for a total of 15 laps during this event so far. We said it at the beginning of the broadcast. It's Dover. It's trucks. It's going to happen. There's no way around it. But it was nice to see the field settle down there, and it was really cool to see that second pack of 3 hunting down. Green flags out. Chad Cole takes them to the green flag and basically runs away again, as he always does at the front of the pack. Put about a truck and a half on him. Justin Fuller sitting there in second, David Comstock running third, Brian Macklin running fourth, Ryan Howard fifth, Tommy Ryan in that 99 truck running in sixth spot.
Justin Fuller got a good run out of turn 2, closed right up on the bumper of Chad Cole. We all know Chad Cole's one of those drivers not real aggressive in the beginning of a run, but when it comes to the to the later part of the run, he is always there, and we'll see if he pulls over and lets 51 go by, sort of saves his stuff, or if he tries to hold down the lead. Remember, coming into tonight, only led 13 laps prior to this one in the first 5 races, and he's had 4 top 5s, 5 top 15. So Chad Cole, he knows how to run up front. He may not lead every lap, but he's always there at the end.
Consistency is good, man. Consistency is. I would rather be consistent than blazingly fast all day, every day. Comstock up underneath Justin Fuller right now. Comstock taking that low line on those fresh tires, pushing Fuller up the track. Fuller gets right out to the wall, and David Comstock takes over that second spot. Justin Fuller back in third now.
Thought almost some contact between the two there as Fuller sort of slowed to let the 42 by, at least for the time being, and Comstock going to try and stalk down Chad Cole for the lead here at Dover. Top 3 sort of breaking away again, and then we go back just inside the top 10, where Nick Silver is battling with the guy who we said really needed that caution, Trey Edson. That'd be for 7th.
Now, I'm looking at Chad Cole right now. I'm looking at his front bumper, looking back on the pack, and I just had a thought. Someone needs to contact Walmart. They need to contact them right now about sponsoring the bumps on this track, and they can call them the Walmart parking lot speed bumps. I think it's perfect. Those things are brutal. And yellow flag comes out again. Caution number 5 on track.
Caution out again, and wow, parking lot, turn 4. It is got David Emig turned around in the 2 machine. Glenn Campbell into 44 since looks to be out of commission at the bottom of turn 4 there, and it all happened in front of them as Mike Kelly. Big crash. Glenn Campbell flies through the air after making contact with the pit road attenuator.
I'm rewinding that to take a look at that right now. I got to check this out. That does not sound good. Are we going to have to send out the jaws of life?
I think so. Mike Kelly, didn't see what happened to Kelly, but he just got I think he overcorrected, turned dead right up and into the safer barrier. Kevin Brown got a piece of it, then down into Glenn Campbell. Campbell gets hit by Gaboo, and my goodness, a big one.
Ooh, yeah.
Here at Dover.
Yeah. I'm watching it right now with everybody else, and that you're going to feel that in the morning. I can't even talk. It's a virtual wreck, and I can't talk. That's a big wreck.
So that slows the field down for the 5th time. Bad luck for Kevin Brown, also involved in it. He's smoking. A lot of trucks with damage after that one. Richard Swaverly gets a piece of it. Jimmy North involved in another one.
Bad luck towards the back of the field. Great luck towards the front of the field. Chad Cole running consistent, clean laps. Chad seems to really like it when the truck steps out, and he's got at least 4 opportunities here where the truck is forcing – or I'm sorry, the track is forcing the truck to step out. Every time he hits those bumps, I'm looking underneath it. It almost looks like a rally race. It looks like they're jumping into and off the corners. It's pretty amazing to watch that under replay.
It certainly is. Chad Cole leads us down onto pit road. Everybody looks like going to be another 4-tire stop here for the whole field, and Cole going to win the race off pit road barely over Justin Fuller and David Comstock. It's race number 6 here in the WCIParts.com Truck Series. You're watching it on the Sim Racing Network. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Welcome back to the Sim Racing Network. It's Chad Cole leading here at the Monster Mile. And, well, I always like to dial up a driver every once in a while. So, Sean, why don't we see if we can talk to the big cat Chad Cole leading here at Dover and see what he's doing up here at the front of the field this early on. Chad Cole, Ben Kilcrease in the SRM broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Hey, we got you.
Chad, it's lap 80. Just past halfway, and you're leading the race. Do you think this thing's 90 laps or something?
Yeah, it's kind of early to be up here. I have no idea how I got up here. I start like 9th or 10th, something like that.
Nope.
Me and Dover, I just get along with it pretty well. I have a good feel for the track, know what I want to do to get a good exit, get good straightaway speed, and feel like I'm doing that. I have some pretty fast cats chasing me in my rearview mirror. Fuller's already trying to double up or 2 to go here. So, yeah, these what do we got here? 70 to go. I mean, we just gotta be patient here and be there at the end, because there's still another pit stop to go yet.
Patience gonna play the deciding factor of this one, I do believe. Chad, wish you the best of luck in the remainder of this one. Looking to go 2 for 2 so far this week.
I appreciate it.
There you go, Chad Cole, getting set to restart this race, picking up the big win in the Trans-Service Cup Series at Talladega on Monday. And now he's looking to pick up the win here at Dover, middle of the week special, as we pace, getting set to turn the lights off, and there they go. Lights are off as Chad Cole going to lead us back to the green flag alongside Justin Fuller, and our producer making a great mention of how slick the track is. 114 degrees track temperature. We can't say what he said, but let's just say it's very slick. The example he gave us in our ear.
Did he say slicker than a sausage biscuit? I think that's what I heard. It's 5 cautions for 19 laps so far. We're about to go back green. Track temperature keeps on creeping up. That's not good for tire wear. So if we can get another long run here before the end, we'll see the tires degrade a little quicker and the trucks get sideways a little sooner. And we'll resume the craziness that we had before this last little bout of cautions that we had. Chad Cole getting ready to bring him to the green flag. Justin Fuller following him in second on that outside road. David Comstock right behind Chad. Tommy Ryan right behind Justin Fuller. It's going to be a serious battle to the finish. We are more than halfway through this event. 150 laps tonight at the Dover Speedway in the WCI Parks.
69 to go, on board with Comstock as he'll watch the two in front of him battle it out for the lead as they race down into turn number 1 and 2. Boy, they get a good run through the middle of 1 and 2. They're able to close right back up to the 82 of Chad Cole, racing down into 3. But Cole says that's okay. Use your up, because when it comes down to the end of this thing, I'm going to have a little bit more than you, and I'm going to be there when it counts. Front straightaway, Cole leads that lap, and they battle for, and they're crashing actually behind, and we'll pick that up on the front straightaway. It's the 20 of Chad Coleman. Bad break there for Chad Coleman, as we talked oh so well about him early on. Just got loose off turn 4 and into the inside safer barrier. He takes our Daytona winner Paul Nicholas Cooper with him as well. It was up from 42nd to 11th when the contact happened, and he got turned around into the inside wall.
Yep, that's another good truck with some damage on it. We talked about a little bit. I think we talked a little bit earlier about aerodynamics and the role that they play at larger tracks. We talked about that, I know, a couple weeks ago. The aero is not quite as important here around Dover, but it's still a mile-long track, and there's still a lot of drafting going on. So, I mean, you need to keep these vehicles and these trucks as smooth as you possibly can in order to get the best draft that you can possibly get. And anytime you bounce off a wall or bounce off a competitor, that's never a good thing, and your body men hate you at the end of the day when you do that. We'll get to see Chad run back through the field. Speaking of running back through the field, I'm looking up towards the top 10 right now. Trey Edson sitting in 7th. He's made his way back to the front. With these cautions, that's helping him a lot. We should see him back up front, all the way to the front before long.
Certainly is. What a comeback that would be. Got a little bit of damage on the front end of that Silverado. A huge comeback. If he could come back and pick up the win from all the way almost outside the top 40 at one point in this race due to a speeding penalty early on. One of the first pit stops of the night, he grabbed himself a speeding penalty, a speeding ticket, had to go pay it, and he has slowly but surely worked his way back inside the top 10. John Mushing gets the wave around here to put us back with 23 cars on the lead lap. And with that being said, closing in on 50 to go here at Dover International Speedway. We're going to step away one more time. Won't miss anything, corner to corner. We're going to keep on trucking from the Monster Mile.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to the Monster Mile, race number 6 in the WCIparts.com Truck Series here in Sim500 competition. Getting set for a restart. We had about 3 laps up to speed, maybe about 2.5 really, prior to this most recent caution. And an interesting occurrence up front, Sean. Chad Cole chooses the outside line with a little bit more wear on the tires than what he's used to. This is the first time a caution has flown tonight, and the field did not pit. Instead of, there was one other time when the crash happened on the restart, but no real speed at all on the tires at that point. About 2.5 laps on the tires this time. Leader Chad Cole chooses the outside line. Pace car to pit road. They'll stack them up. 2 by 2 by 2, closing in on 60 laps to go. 63 right here at the line, and a good restart for the 82.
Yeah, the 82 just took off on that outside line. Now he's back down to the bottom of the track. Justin Fuller right behind him down there on the bottom. Tommy Ryan running that outside line, scored in third, but it looks like David Comstock's going to be running by. And there is a purple and white truck, it looks like, right behind him that we have not seen up towards the front. And who's driving that truck? I don't know who it is. I'm still new to this series. I'm trying to learn names. Who's in that purple and white truck?
Ryan Howard. That's a Dr. Pepper red.
Is it?
On the,
okay.
on the
well,
33.
I need to adjust the color on my monitor.
Nonetheless, though, Howard trying to get up into the top 5 as Comstock fights him off, and Tommy Ryan down to the inside. I thought he was going to turn to 42 there for a moment. Close call there down in 3 as they battle hard for that 3rd spot, and now behind them for 5th, it's Howard and Macklin as they race side by side. And don't look now, but here comes Trey Edson, early race leader, trying to get back in the mix.
We keep getting cautions. Trey keeps jumping up another spot or two every time we get one. Ryan Howard, though, running back towards the front, qualified 3rd, fell back, and now sitting in 6th and looking really strong back there. And he's got Edson right on his tailgate. That can't hurt when you're trying to move towards the front to have Trey Edson sitting behind you. Meanwhile, up front, Chad Cole, Justin Fuller, 2-truck pack. Eventually, I will get that right, or maybe I won't. I might not ever get it right. But they are trucks. I'm looking right at them. I know this. I know the difference between a truck and a car. I promise. But two cars. Right, did it again immediately. 2 trucks right up front. Chad Cole, Justin Fuller, separated by 2/10, and that is basically nothing. Really fun watching these guys run around. The entire field bunched up behind them, but it looks like everybody is sort of playing nice right now. Everybody's running single file and sort of just settling back in. Let's hope we get some long green flag run here at Dover.
So, single file for a good portion of the field. There's a couple of battles going on around the racetrack, but nothing too major to really focus on. If one pops up that's pretty big and pretty thrilling, we'll go to it. Nonetheless, though, here comes Justin Fuller all over the bumper of Chad Cole, challenging for the lead. And, I think Cole may just be sitting here waiting, letting Fuller really run his stuff off as hard as he can to try and get around the 82. And then about 20 or so laps, Cole just turn the boosters on and maybe start pulling away from Fuller. We saw Fuller lead a good portion of this race, got loose on one of the corner exits that allowed Chad Cole to grab the lead, and he really hasn't looked back since.
Yeah, about mid corner rolling into like 2 and 4. Fuller looks to be able to suck right up on Chad Cole's tailgate, but he can't do anything with it once he gets there. And it is pushing in that 51 truck. It's pushing up the high bank a little bit once he gets to that tailgate, and that's going to do nothing but scuff those tires up, really, really hurt that right front tire. And Chad Cole knows what he's doing. He's keeping that truck just low enough to not let Fuller get underneath him, and just trying to get him to use those things up so he's got a better run towards the end of this. 96 laps down. We're just about at 100 laps, 55 laps to go. We've had 6 cautions so far for 23 laps. Let's just go ahead and cross our fingers, our eyes, our toes, everything that our legs, arms, hair, whatever, you want to braid your hair if you want to cross that, and hope that we don't get any more cautions for a while. I like seeing these guys run under green.
I was going to say, I crossed my eyes, and it looks like we were at Talladega or Daytona, so I decided to go back to straight vision, at least for now. Justin Fuller doing everything he can to catch Chad Cole. Not going to do it like that, though. Sideways to 51 off 4, and I don't think he lifted.
I don't think he lifted at all. Zero fear, no worries about tearing anything up. Didn't really lose a ton of ground, though. Still, running in that about 2/10 gap. Justin Fuller behind Chad Cole right now. David Comstock has Tommy Ryan right on his bumper. Comstock running 3rd, Tommy Ryan running 4th. Those 2 trucks hooked up, and they've got Ryan Howard trying to join that line and help them push themselves forward. Ryan's about half a second or so, 0.4 back from Tommy Ryan. And if they can get those 3 trucks hooked up, they're going to have a heck of a lot easier time catching the 2 trucks up front. But it doesn't really look like Comstock and Ryan want Howard to join the party. We shall see how that unfolds.
So 10 laps into this run, Sean, and I'd say another 5-10. It's going to be that point of the run where these drivers start to move up, start to gain time. So, that being said, who finds the outside line to work better and who finds it quicker on these tires that are starting to wear? I think the answer is going to be Justin Fuller. He tried to middle down in 3 and 4, closed up to the tailgate, now closes to the inside of Chad Cole, and they go side by side for the lead off turn 2.
If Fuller makes that stick, that was one heck of a move. I didn't think he was going to be able to hold him. That was classic slide job, man. It's slide job on a 1-mile asphalt track. Sure, that's going to work. It looked amazing. That was absolutely spectacular. Fuller did figure out that he can carry more momentum. The trucks are running better on that high line. I think if Fuller stays up high and he gets Comstock to come up there with him, they have a chance to go right on by Chad Cole on that high line.
I guarantee you Chad Cole's not going to pull over and let him go, especially now with 50 or less than 50 to go, but Fuller has certainly found the top sign. If Cole's not careful, he's going to have a lane up there. If I'm Chad Cole, you got to move up the racetrack now, Sean, or you're going to lose the lead.
It's kind of weird. Do you move up and leave the bottom open? Because Fuller just showed him the front end of his truck down low and showed him that he can go low or high. So Chad Cole not really knowing where to put that truck to keep Justin Fuller where he's at. Meanwhile, while the top 2 trucks are battling, we have Ryan Howard just joined.
Whoa! Fuller's going to spin.
Crazy.
Wow, I don't know how he saved it. And I think he may have realized that he was pushing a little bit too hard there. Is Fuller going to have to lay off of it, cool the tires back down? He saved that truck the whole front straightaway and a little bit more. I don't know how he got it back straight.
That was a wreck without hitting anything. There's no doubt about that. He wrecked that truck. It's just he's still driving it somehow. Ryan Howard pulls down looking on the inside there of Tommy Ryan. Looks like Tommy Ryan's just going to let him go and pull in behind him. We've got that switch up for the 4th and 5th spot there. Ryan Howard now running in the 4th spot right behind David Comstock. The top 5 trucks look like they're kind of pulling away from the field a little bit. I say that, but the 6th and 7th place trucks right now, they have an opportunity to maybe latch onto the back of that line, but they're losing ground on that draft pretty fast. We'll have to see if we can keep this thing a 7-car battle or whether it's going to turn into a 5-truck battle. Good Lord, I'm still saying car. Just kick me out. I'm done.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind who is sitting in 6th there. That's early leader Trey Edson, who is hungry to get back to the lead, and he may still be saving a little bit on that 40 machine. He thinks there may be a green flag pit stop maybe coming up, or this thing may go green till the end. That's what he may be banking on in that 40 running 6. Nonetheless, though, top 5 all tail to nose. Throw in the top 6 as well. They're all tail to nose. Got a little bit of distance between everybody, at least for the time being, as Justin Fuller had the wake-up call of the year off turn 4 and down the front stretch a couple laps ago, and really hasn't slowed him down. He's right back on the attack, trying to reel Chad Cole back in. Cole knows what he's doing. Cole's not this slow. He is saving his stuff for the same exact reason you saw Justin Fuller get loose. Fuller thought it was time to step up the attack plan, and you saw what it did. It really upset the truck. And now the battle for third as Comstock puts the pinch on Howard, says, no, not today. You'll have to try again in a couple more turns. Howard sits fourth. Great run for the 33.
Yeah, I think that might actually work out in Howard's favor. I don't know whether you really want to make a move right now or not. We still have 42 laps or 41 and a half laps to go here, and it's a little early to really be making a full court press to the front like that. And Howard has been rolling really hard for a long time, and I don't know how his tires are, but he can't have done them any favors. And speaking of Justin Fuller, he's starting to sort of run down Chad Cole a little bit now. Calmed down. Had a little 4-tire Goodyear come to Jesus meeting there for a few minutes, and just cooled him down a little bit enough to start running Chad Cole down again. He's right back on that tailgate, so he's right back at it. Let's see if he really gets after it like he did before that little incident where he wrecked and didn't hit anything.
Absolutely. 40 to go, and a challenge for the lead starting to come to terms, or come to strength, I should say, as they race down into turn number 3 and 4. A little bit of lap traffic in front of them. They'll start to catch over the next couple laps if this thing stays green. We'll see if that plays any factor into who's going to walk away with the checkered flag here tonight. Justin Fuller, Chad Cole for the lead. Then it's David Comstock sitting third, Ryan Howard fourth, Tommy Ryan fifth, Trey Edson is 6th, Brian Macklin 7th, Nick Silver is 8th, 9th is Jonathan Cadell, and Randy Yoakum rounds out the top 10. This is the WCIParts.com Truck Series live on the Sim Racing Network. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're getting closer and closer to crunch time. You won't miss anything. We'll be on corner to corner. We're going to keep on trucking.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
My doctor calls me and says, Chris, I have the results of your scan. This is saying you have lung cancer. And that was probably the single most shocking thing anyone's ever told me in my life.
How can I have lung cancer? I'm 39. How can I have lung cancer? I do kick myself almost daily for ever starting smoking. I really do.
Quit your way. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium? Check. Formaldehyde? Check. Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah, isn't arsenic what they use in rat poison?
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
Chad Cole leads the race to pit road. He's one of the first ones down, and he'll cycle around right now outside the top 20. One lap down as the rest of the field yet to pit here at Dover.
Chad didn't just go to the pits, though. Chad slid into the pits. I am shocked that he got that truck woed down enough to not get a speeding penalty. I think he slid it to the point where he overslowed it over the line and then had to get back on the throttle to bring it back up to speed. He was panicked there for a few seconds, but got it back out, like you said, sitting back in the 20th spot right now, I believe, 21st spot. But green flag pit stops, man. That's right now. Chad is going, whatever happens, please don't let there be one of those dreaded yellow things. That would be bad for him right now.
Absolutely.
Justin Fuller up front, Ryan Howard in second, though. It's an interesting race, folks. We are
certainly is. I wanted to touch on David Comstock. He had some problems under that commercial break. He slid all the way back to the 6.
And Kilcrease is breaking up on us, folks. I'm going to go ahead and take over here, Ben. Justin Fuller out front by 0.8 seconds over Ryan Howard right now. I don't think Ben knows that he's breaking up. He's having a little bit of internet problems on his end. Justin Fuller out in front of the pack, just pulling away to 0.8 seconds ahead of Ryan Howard running second in that Dr. Pepper truck. Now it looks like Dr. Pepper colors. When he was way back there at 8th, it looked purple to me, man. I don't know. Maybe I need to go get my eyes checked. I probably do. I'm getting old, man. Tommy Ryan sitting in 3rd spot. Trey Edson in 4th. Trey Edson all the way back up to 4th spot. That number 17 truck there, though, that was lap traffic. And all of a sudden, the 17 just found some afterburner there and decided to go on by Justin Fuller. That was an interesting move. Ryan Howard, though, sitting back in 3rd now. He just got passed by, I believe, Tommy Ryan. I believe Tommy Ryan just picked up P2.
No, that's not
Tommy Ryan.
Randy Yoakum with the fresh tires. We'll really have to watch these guys on the fresh tires because they're about 3 seconds a lap faster than the leaders on the old tires. So we'll keep an eye on new tires versus old tires here, and trouble could easily happen now with all the mixing and matching going on around the racetrack.
Yeah, it looks like there are two different classes of truck on track right now. The difference in speed is unbelievable between used and brand new tires here at Dover. And Justin Fuller, he's running out front, but he is literally getting chewed up and spit out by all these guys that have already made their pit stops here.
Absolutely. Chad Cole continuing to cycle around. He's in the lucky dog position right now. If anything were to happen, we hope that does not, as only 10 trucks left to pit here at Dover, that being Justin Fuller, Ryan Howard, Trey Edson, Tommy Ryan, David Comstock, Mark Fravert, Brian Chambliss, Paul Nicholas Cooper, and Doug Sigmund.
Which is easy for you to say. Watching that Nerf truck running right around Justin Fuller's tailgate there. Whoa. He's getting a little racy, and I don't know whether Justin Fuller is just if I was Fuller, I would sort of breathe it a little bit and just let him go, man. No reason to fight that 91 truck. He's up there on the outside line. He's going low. He's going high. He's all over the place. Just let him go, Justin. Calm down and don't even worry about fighting him. You're leading this thing, man, and we've only got 22 laps to go here at Dover. We've already got 129 laps on the board, 22 laps left. I think, Ben, is this your favorite time of the race?
Favorite time, 21 right there. So next lap will enter my favorite time of the race as Justin Fuller is really dealing with these lap machines.
Yeah, you just
Look
gotta
out.
let him go. You just gotta let
Wow.
him go.
Close call there. We've got one truck now blowing up in the picture there. That's Jay Graves Jr. in the 86 as he smokes it and brings it down to pit road. 20 laps to go for leader Justin Fuller.
This is it is now. I can't say it. This is your line. But we're there. You have to say your line.
It is crunch time here at the Monster Mile, and hopefully that doesn't mean that Miles the Monster is going to crunch up any more trucks, because we don't need any more of that. 20 laps to go, now 19 for Justin Fuller, and these guys still have to make one more pit stop. We know that. They can't make it till the end, so when does that pit stop come for the 51 of Justin Fuller?
I let you say crunch time, but I'm going to go ahead and be Mr. Obvious here and point out the number 40 truck there, that kick-ass beef jerky truck. That's Trey Edson. I'm not sure if you've heard us talk about him before, but Trey tends to run up front in this series quite often, and he was just up to third, just fell back to fourth again. But actually, no, he didn't fall back to fourth. He's got someone on 4 fresh tires running through the field right now. Trey still sitting in that third spot, having a heck of a run back through the field from that early on speed penalty on pit lane. And just look at the difference between 4 tires and no tires, man. It's night and day. Whoa, look at this. Oh, never mind. That was a pit stop.
Yeah, Fuller coming to pit road. It's exciting nonetheless as he gets it woed down to 35 miles per hour, one of the slowest pit road speed limits in all of NASCAR here at Dover International Speedway. Fuller gets it woed down. That surrenders to lead for the first time tonight to Ryan Howard in the 33. He leads Trey Edson down the back straightaway. Now just 6 trucks remain to pit.
Yeah, Fuller scared me on that one. I really didn't know. I was looking at the front end of his truck. I wasn't looking like out on the racing line there, and all of a sudden he just woed it up, and I didn't know where he was. I had no idea. Ryan Howard up front running that Dr. Pepper truck, that Dr. Pepper paint job. You got to stop it, Ryan. I gave up soda, man. I'm sitting here looking at the Dr. Pepper logo. It's my favorite. I'm really thirsty now.
Well, we've got a perfect little meal up at the front of the field. Dr. Pepper with some kick-ass beef jerky snacks.
I'm all in. 15 to go, man. 15 to go, and things are going to get interesting here soon. Trey Edson wants nothing more than to actually put that truck back out front where he started, and we've got Ryan Howard. Ryan actually started in the third spot, running up front now, already up on that high line, mid-corner on, and trying to make that high line work early in this run, and we'll see how it pans out. But Ryan Howard running first, Trey Edson second, and I'm showing David Comstock still running third.
Chad Cole gets his lap back the hard way there. You saw him get by Ryan Howard. So Chad Cole, now the 7th truck on the lead lap as pit stops continue to cycle around. Boy, Howard and Edson and all these guys really pushing it far here at Dover, trying to get every last drop of fuel out of this truck. They've got just 12 laps to go this time.
Has Ryan Howard actually come in? Ryan Howard is not on 4 new tires, right? He's trying to push this thing.
Yeah,
all
Howard
the way to the
is
end.
yet to come in.
Yeah, that's a little scary. I mean, I'm looking back to third. David Comstock sitting there 12 seconds back. I don't know whether they can make it to the end, but they are actually on
Comstock's
old tires,
trying
and
to save.
They're still running away. They're still actually making it work, man.
I think Comstock is trying to save fuel to make it to the end. He has really slowed down. We said he had a problem. I think he just slowed down to try and save fuel in that 42. So we'll see if he's got the right strategy heading into the final 11 laps here at Dover. Justin Fuller runs up on him quickly, almost got into the back of the 42. He gets by him, but Fuller is 1 lap down with Ryan Howard out in front of this field. Does he have enough to stretch the distance and make it 10 laps to go? And Chad Cole is up to 5th, 23 seconds back.
This is going to be a run to the finish where we've got all of these guys out front trying to stretch it on fuel. I think David Comstock is the one that's really doing the right thing right now. Ryan Howard out there in that air all by himself, having to push that air around and create that hole in it, and it's not going to be a good thing if he's trying to conserve fuel, do that, and stay out in front of Trey Edson at the same time. Comstock still falling back by about a second a lap right now. Brian Chambliss being shown in 4th place and Chad Cole in 5th place. They're 21 and 22 seconds respectively off the leader. And those guys, and here we go. Ryan Howard coming in. Trey Edson follows him down. Trey Edson almost takes the bumper off of Ryan Howard's back into that truck, and Trey gets it woed down. They're coming down pit lane, and I believe their race just ended if this thing goes green to the end.
That will surrender the lead to David Comstock. Out in front of this field puts Chad Cole up to 2nd. Now in that number 82, and Cole is 5 seconds off of Comstock, who I believe is trying to make the distance. Can he do it here in the final 7 laps at Dover? Listen to that thing, silent on the 42. He's got the motor off, doing everything he can to save as much fuel as possible to try and win here at the Monster Mile.
This is fun to watch. Comstock doing everything he can, like you said, to save fuel. Ryan Howard, actually it's Chad Cole now being scored in 2nd spot. Chad's 4.6 seconds back. And we've got 6 laps to go, 6.5 laps to go with Chad Cole on a run. Brian Chambliss 6.7 seconds back in 3rd spot. And then we go all the way back 12 seconds back to Nick Silver in 4th. And 14 seconds back is Paul Nicholas Cooper in 5th spot.
Chad Cole a second a lap that time on David Comstock. If Comstock makes this work, talk about the race of the year for the 42. And you see Edson getting the lap back there. Chad Cole reeling him in. Does he have enough? Can he get there in time? 5 laps to go from Dover.
I think Chad can get him. He's picking up a second a lap, and he is literally just freight training him right now. He'll be up on Comstock's tailgate here in this lap, and I don't think there's anything Comstock can do, and that's being proven out right now. Chad Cole running by on the outside of David Comstock. Chad Cole putting it back out front where he was for most of this race, which does not make sense if you know anything about Chad. He's having a heck of a night tonight at Dover.
So that's Jeff Ryan that got by Comstock. Chad Cole is yet to pass him.
I'm so sorry.
So Comstock's still the leader.
It's the same colors. I'm just gonna defend myself a little.
Still the leader, 3 to go. Maybe not for long for Dave Comstock. 3 laps to go. We're on board with Chad Cole. Can he get there? He's going to get there. Does he get by, though, or will Comstock turn the boosters on?
Last lap and put it right there. It was the
Chad
same
Cole.
exact thing.
Back to the lead, and I think Comstock may be out of fuel.
Yep, down on the apron.
He decided a little bit too late to maybe try and stretch it, and he'll head to pit road. That leaves Chad Cole out in front of the field by, my goodness, over 9 seconds.
Yeah, Chad's off and gone. I mean, there's no way in the world anyone can catch him right now. It's his race. Back in second, Brian Chambliss. Sorry about that mix-up there. That orange and black. I saw orange and black, and I immediately went to Chad Cole and got really excited there for a second. Nick Silver running third. We have 1 to go. I'm going to let you bring this thing to the checkered flag, Ben, and we'll wrap it up after that checkered flies. But I think Chad's got this. I don't think there's any way.
Just a half a mile left for the 82 through 3 and 4. The streak of top fives is going to come to an end because now we'll add a winner's check onto that board as well. The big cat Chad Cole victorious at the Monster Mile.
I mean, if you want to see how to dominate a season, if you've ever wanted to watch, and look for how to really do this thing right, Chad's putting on a clinic right now. It's go to Racecraft 201, 301. What would it be? Racecraft graduate level.
Absolutely. A great run by Chad Cole. He wins by 7 seconds here at Dover. The early pit does it for him, and he'll pick up the victory, and now he'll burn him down on the front straightaway. You won't miss that celebration. It'll be on corner to corner. When we come back, we'll chat with Chad Cole and the rest of the podium finishers right after this. You're watching the WCIparts.com trucks from Dover.
All right, Watson, let's analyze the chemicals in this cigarette smoke. Cadmium?
Check.
Formaldehyde?
Check.
Arsenic?
Sir, isn't arsenic what they used in rat poison?
Yeah. Rat poison.
Oh, what was I thinking, sir? It's not like we're gonna smoke them.
Neither will the rats.
Tobacco is no joke. Cigarette smoke has over 7,000 chemicals. Learn more at thefactsnow.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
My doctor calls me and says, Chris, I have the results of your scan. This is saying you have lung cancer. And that was probably the single most shocking thing anyone's ever told me in my life.
How can I have lung cancer? I'm 39. How can I have lung cancer? I do kick myself almost daily for ever starting smoking. I really do.
Quit your way. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Welcome back to Dover International Speedway as we're set to do podium interviews here on the Sim Racing Network after a dominant performance for the big cat Chad Cole in the 82. Like I said, dominant is about the only word that comes to mind when you talk about that race. We're going to send it down to Sean Yoder, who is caught up with the driver who came from 14th up to 2nd. He's standing by with Nick Silver on pit road. Sean?
Nick, congratulations on a second place finish tonight, 14th to 2nd. Not too shabby, man. What did it feel like picking up 12 spots there? And being quite honest with you, we were not paying attention to where you were at the start of this race. Did you move forward right away, or did you fall back in the pack a little bit, maybe got caught up in a couple of those incidents? How'd the race unfold for you? And then we'll get into a little more detail after you just give us the broad picture of what went on there on Dover tonight on this 1 mile. It's a punishing track, man. Congratulations on that second place.
Thank you. Yeah, flying under the radar, kind of how I like it. Pretty much just was around the same spot I started, got a few spots at the beginning there. Got a little damage on one of the restarts, but just kept picking them off one by one, and luckily we got a green flag run there to end it. Feel like I'm pretty good at long green flag runs with pit strategy, so finally fell my way.
It was a heck of a run for you, man. You came out of nowhere as far as running under the radar. That's exactly what you did. It was very impressive. I have to ask you, we talked about it just throughout the whole broadcast, we talked about how brutal this track is on entry and exit at both ends of the track. I mean, you come into the corners, you basically jump down into the high bank, you come off the corner, you jump out onto the straightaway. How do you set up for that, man? I mean, how do you really deal with that, especially in traffic? And did those bumps play a role in getting you sideways, helping you pick up positions? Were you seeing trucks in front of you getting out of shape and that using that to pick them off? Or I'm just curious because the track itself is it looks brutal.
Yeah, it can be. There's definitely a fine line between going in the corner and being able to hold your line on the bottom or wherever you are, and just barely going over the edge and overshooting it. It was getting loose coming out of the corners pretty quickly in the run there. And definitely seemed like if you could keep it pointed straight out of the corner, you could get a few guys, about 10 laps or so into the run.
Yeah, the tires looked like they were going away pretty early. The track temp was up around 110 to 114 degrees for most of that race, and it looked like the tires started to go away about 6 to 8 laps in, and we started seeing trucks stepping out. Hell of a job, man. Hell of a job running 14th to 2nd tonight. Nick Silver in that number 15 truck. If you've got anybody that you'd like to thank tonight, Nick, now's the time.
Well, I got to thank WCIparts.com for sponsoring the series, making this all possible. Everyone at Sim500, the admins in this series, doing a great job. And definitely got to thank you guys for putting on a great show. And got to say hi to my mom and dad watching at home.
And thanks for the shout out there at the end. Your $5 check is in the mail, sir. We appreciate that greatly. That's Nick Silver in the 15 truck coming from 14th to 2nd place tonight. Right now, we're going to throw it over to Ben Kilcrease and Chad Cole. Chad Cole running from 9th to 1st. And Ben, take it away, man. I want to hear about this race from Chad's perspective. It was absolutely a dominant performance.
My, oh my, what a show from Chad Cole tonight. He won back on Monday in the Trans-Service Cup Series at Talladega. Now he brings the truck to a completely different track, and he plain out dominated tonight. Chad, I have one word to describe this race from your seat. It's dominance. If I gave you one word to describe tonight's run, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I narrow it down to one word. I feel pretty fortunate. That's what I'd say, fortunate. I got here probably 7:45, 15 minutes before qualifying. I was the last one in the server, so I barely made it, and so I'm pretty lucky right there just to even get in the server. That's how popular these Sim500 series races are. Fuller made a mistake there, and I was able to capitalize and get the lead, and it's just so tough to pass. You really need momentum from the high side, and you never could quite get to the high side of me. And that was really the difference. I got really fortunate on pit lane too. I must have been about 50 mile an hour over at the cone, but I backed it down, I think about 20 miles an hour under the speed limit. And we made that green stop work, and I can't believe it went green. I think David, man, I know he can save like crazy, and he had me sweating bullets for the longest time there. You never know with him what tricks he's got up his sleeve. I know we pitted at the same time, and we're about 10 laps short, so I don't, can he do this? But I'm pretty happy overall with the effort tonight. I think you just never know when the next one's going to come. Racing with guys like Fuller and Comstock and Tommy and Trey, man, these guys are really tough, and it feels good to get one at a non-plate track.
Absolutely. Well, you done it in dominating fashion tonight. You had to race a little bit coming from 9th. Walk us, we talked to you actually early in the race and said you didn't know how you got up there, but you made pretty quick work of those 8 positions, found yourself in the lead, and really never had to look back. Couple challenges here and there from Justin Fuller, but overall, long run. Did you feel like you had the best truck?
After about like 25 or 30 or so laps, I was kind of pulling away from Fuller there. I don't know how much he burned his stuff up. He's kind of sliding all over on exit, but before that first 25, I think Fuller was probably the best there. But just getting that lead from him early, and that was really the difference maker. Checking out on restarts, and he'd have to try to reel me back in and use the stuff up there. These guys are really tough. It's just really fortunate to get the win here tonight.
Fortunate for a dominant run tonight for Chad Cole. Who you think for putting you here in victory lane?
Well, I got to thank Aaron Groskopf. He's up there chuckling right now, chucklehead. He does a great job broadcasting the races, and all of SRN does. You and John and Don and Gael. I love all the work that you guys do. Sim500 as well for putting on these great series for us to race. We can be a pain in the butt at times, but we all enjoy ourselves too. Maybe sometimes a little too much. But also WCI Parts for sponsoring this Wednesday truck series for what they do for us. Back-to-back years they've been a partner with Sim500. It's great to have them on board with us.
Certainly is. We congratulate you on your win, Chad, and thanks for the shout-out. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Hey, thank you guys so much.
There you have it, Chad Cole dominating the race tonight after barely squeaking into the show, Sean. That goes to show you sometimes luck is on your side in these things.
Yeah, barely squeaking in, sliding into the pits, middle of the race, getting it woed down, not getting that speed penalty. All of that played a factor. And basically, he slid into the pits when he early pitted, which set him up for that dominant finish. He was on the edge of having to drive around or actually on the edge of having to sit there for an extra however long that penalty was going to be. And that would have killed him. That would have absolutely killed him.
Certainly would have.
Heck of a job by Chad Cole. Lots of fun to watch. Brian Chambliss, he's in the YouTube chat, and he's like, I can't get into TeamSpeak. Got to give him a shout out. Heck of a run from Brian tonight in the 25 truck, going from 35th all the way up to 3rd. Passing 32 trucks at Dover at any point in time is a major feat. 150 lap race. That's not a lot of time to get that done. So Brian, congrats, man. I wish you could have got in here for the interview. I would have liked to pick your brain to know what it was like to run by 32 trucks there on the way to that finish. Just a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Thanks for having me in the booth again. Can't wait to do it all again next week.
Looking forward to it. A great run by all of our podium drivers and by all of the top 10 movers inside the top 10. Chad Cole, Nick Silver, Brian Chambliss, Brian Macklin, Tommy Ryan, Justin Fuller, Jonathan Cadell, Nick Timms, JD Laird, and Jason Barham. Top 10 at the end of this thing. But that's going to do it for us, though, here tonight in the WCIparts.com Truck Series. Remember to tune in tomorrow night to see Sarah Championship Race at Irwindale Live right here on the Sim Racing Network. That'll be coming to you live at 10 p.m. Eastern. But for tonight, and for Sean Yoder and Aaron Groskopf, I am Ben Kilcrease. We'll see you next time here in the Truck Series. Remember, when you're out there on the roads, to put that phone down. Good night from Dover.